Okay, what's going on, guys? First of all, I want to say this figure that you guys see right here, right now, I've been waiting to get my hands on this figure for a very long time, or I should say, wanting to get my hands on this figure for a very long time. So basically, what happened was about a year or two ago when this figure came out. It's been out about 2 years now. Um, oh man, has it been 2 years? Well, it's been quite some time. I can't remember the exact year that it came out, but I actually saw a few reviews on it, and I really wanted it. I know it was a Toys R Us exclusive, and it was basically a launch for the 25th anniversary. It was the 25th anniversary release of the Batman movie, the 1989 Batman movie, and it was it came with the DVD. It was the figure and the DVD, and it was only at Toys R Us. It was a Toys R Us exclusive, and please forgive me, guys, if I sound a little tired. I actually am tired. I didn't get much sleep. We went to the Toy Man show, and man, I was so excited the night before that I didn't go to sleep till late. So I'm running on just a few hours of sleep, no coffee, minimal adrenaline. But I had been wanting to get my hands on this figure for a very long time. They actually have two versions of this figure, or should I say three. The first version was the video game version. That's basically the one with the psychedelic colors in it, the purples and the blues. And the reason why it appeared that way, the reason why they were only able to use the video game version of the figure was because Warner Brothers didn't produce the rights to Neca to use the likeness of the Michael Keaton Batman in the film. So that's why we got that figure first, and shortly after we got this guy. And I actually saw the video game version of the figure. I'm not a huge fan of those figures. I also saw the Terminator and the Rambo figure. I think I also saw RoboCop one too. Predator. So there's quite a few of them. I think they have a video game line for just about all the movie figures that they make. They were actually based on video games that were produced back in the 80s and 90s. But anyway, enough about that. I saw the figure from the video game, and I really didn't want to get it. I saw this guy, and I was like, I have to get that figure. Pretty much, long story short, I went to Toys R Us, picked up the 25th anniversary edition Blu-ray, and no figures in sight. They had sold out of pretty much all of them, and I was pretty much screwed at that point. So I waited patiently, couldn't find this guy anywhere. Looked online, multiple different sites, couldn't find him anywhere. And something told me that I might run up on one at the Toy Man convention, and lo and behold, I actually found this guy, and I found the Christopher Reeve's Neca Superman, which I will be doing a review on that guy as well. But enough about that, enough with the talking. Let's go ahead and get to the actual review. So basically, the figure comes displayed in the window box packaging with the card back. Now, if you are, I want to say over 26, you probably recognize the packaging that this figure comes in. And that's because when Kenner released these figures in 1989 and 1990, they actually use this packaging. So this is throwback. This is real throwback. And I mean, they nailed it. I think it was a really nice added touch for this line. So as you can see, like I said before, Batman is clearly displayed in the window. You got the Batman up top, and here on the back, you got some really cool stuff back here. First of all, it has the Batman up top. You see a bunch of stars up there. It's like a banner of stars. And we actually get the 1/4 scale Neca Batman figure. That's another one I'm really wanting to get my hands on. Huge fan of that figure, and I can't wait to get it. Hopefully my fiance gets it for me, fingers crossed. I'm telling her I want it for the longest, and she said she's gonna get it for me. And down here at the bottom, you get this really cool Gotham Globe newspaper clip. It says Batman defends Gotham streets against crime. So Batman defends Gotham streets against crime. And if you guys want, you can pause the video and just do a quick read up on that small clipping down there. It's a really nice added touch that they put on there. Just really vintage, really throwback boxing here. This packaging is really cool. But as you can see down at the bottom, we get the DC logo, Batman logo, Warner Brother. Just lets us know it's manufactured by Neca by way of real toys. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's just the throwback classic Kenner style packaging. I'm gonna go ahead, take a break, get this guy open, sit tight. And wow, this is the figure out of the packaging. Now, first thing I'm gonna say is I've seen a ton of reviews on this figure. One of the first ones I saw was the Shartimus Prime review. He reviewed the figure when it came out, and I don't like saying this, but I was so jealous. Oh my God, I was so jealous because I wanted it so bad. And like to get my hands on it, I mean, it's even more amazing than what I imagined. The first thing I want to point out that I like, even though it's not like a leathery material, is the cape. I like the way the cape falls. It's perfect, and it's quite reminiscent to the movie, the way that the cape falls, not the way it looks. Because of course in the movie it was leather. And it's like, wow. I mean, man, this is a figure that I wanted for a very long time. I know you guys might be tired of listening to me say that, but if you're a collector, then you totally understand where I'm coming from. To want to get a figure for so long and finally getting your hands on it, and it's even more amazing than what you imagined it would be. So let's start off with the head. Batman's cowl is a separate piece from his actual face. Now, in the movie, this is one of the things that Batman films have always been beat up over. Batman could never turn his head until I think it was Dark Knight. He couldn't move his head. And it's funny because I was watching a video a few years ago that I think it was titled, I'm trying to remember what the title was. I think it was titled Best and Worst Batman Suits of All Time. And this was, and this suit actually was on the worst Batman suit list, and I was like, what the hell? Like, it's such an awesome suit. Like, without this suit, we wouldn't have got the animated series Batman. Like, this Batman here paved the way for a lot of the films that we've gotten, including the Dark Knight trilogies. But yeah, he couldn't turn his head. So what they did was they actually made the cowl and the chest piece a separate piece so he can move his head around. I was actually thinking about gluing that together so it could be more movie accurate, but I think I'll just leave it like that. Another thing I wanted to point out was pretty much what I said before about the actual mask being a separate piece from his face. So basically what they've done is they've took a full Michael Keaton head sculpt and put the Batman mask over it. And that's one of the reasons why I love Neca so much, because they don't half step. These guys, when they design these figures for us, and you can actually see, you can see the little gappage between the nose and the eyes of the mask. You can clearly tell that mask is totally separate from the face. And as a matter of fact, I'll just pull it up just a little bit so you guys can see Michael Keaton under there. Say hello to Mr. Keaton. It's in my opinion the best Batman. So that's the head. As far as his suit goes, it's basically like he has on a suit with armor over it. I can't remember if that's how it actually was in the movie, but I mean, whatever. I mean, it works. It totally works. I love the armored chest piece. It looks really nice. One of the things that I didn't really like about this figure when I saw it online and when I actually saw it in person was the head seems like it's too big for the body. It doesn't seem like his shoulders are big enough. But one thing you have to remember is that Michael Keaton actually wasn't a really big guy when he took on the role of Batman. It was pretty much the suit. But I'm sure his shoulders were actually a bit broader than that. So I think that's probably my only gripe with this figure. You just look at his suit, like his belt, very movie accurate. It's got the goldish. My camera's picking up a lot more light. It's not yellow, it's actually gold. And that's exactly the way it was in the movie. His gloves, sculpted nicely. That's the way they were in the movie. You can see his blades there. Like this is all movie accurate. All movie accurate. All the way to the back of his suit, which, like I said, has that armor over it, which is cool. You can see the padding on the arms. The belt is actually, I think, a separate piece, but it's glued on. It's glued to his little trousers. You can see his bat butt there. That's not that appealing, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a separate piece, but it's like glued to this piece here. And he actually didn't wear underwear in the movie. I guess that's just the way they had to make it like that, so you can get the full range and articulation. But I'm glad they did it like that. I mean, it looks badass. Like, it really does. Down to the legs and the boots. I don't know, one of the coolest things that I always liked about this Batman that I can say no other Batman has done was he actually put a name brand into his suit, and that's Nike. Uh, if you didn't know, these are actually Nikes, and if you were to see them on the toy or on the actual bat suit, you can tell that they are. Like, you can even tell they even sculpted them like some Air Maxes or some Jordans. Um, and that was always a cool little fun fact to me. I just can't get over that face sculpt with the cowl over the face. That's amazing. Like, they captured Michael Keaton's likeness and the likeness of the cowl to the T. And I cannot complain about this figure. It is an amazing figure, really. So Batman does come with a few accessories. It doesn't come with a ton of accessories. It certainly doesn't come with more accessories than the Hot Toys Batman figure, or not even the 1/4 scale. But he does come with accessories, and I think it's cool that they included those because they really didn't have to. So he comes with his grapnel blaster, which is really cool. It's got it's not detachable or anything, so it doesn't like pull apart or anything like that. But they did put some nice detail in it. The grapple doesn't come out or anything like that. It's pretty much just a solid black piece of plastic with some silver paint on it and gold for the actual grapnel blaster hook. That's pretty much that. It's a nice piece. Actually, it's movie accurate. So that's that. He does come with alternate hands. He comes with one Batarang holding hand. I think he actually comes with two Batarang. Oh, so he comes with one Batarang holding hand, and he comes with a closed fisted hand. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a right hand because he already has a closed fisted hand attached on his left arm. So that's that. And of course, how could you be Batman without your Batarang? This is the Batarang that he used in the movie. Like I said, it's movie accurate. It's pretty much black paint. It's got the little silver tips down there at the bottom. Really cool. It doesn't fold or anything like that, but it does have some pretty nice detail in it. And like I said, this hand here is pretty much for holding that. So you can just place it in there like so. Place it in there like that. And he holds it pretty good, or as good as you want him to, I guess. Yeah, so he holds it pretty good. Yeah. And for the record, his grapnel blaster and his Batarang are really like 1980s. And the reason I say that is because I've never seen a Batarang like this in the comics, on the cartoons, anything like that. Nor have I seen a grapple blaster like this on any comic, in any comic or cartoon. So, I mean, a lot of this stuff is, you know, it just fits right in with that movie, that era, and that character, that version of the character. So, we're going to go ahead and get into the articulation. Batman's head is on a ball joint. He can look down about that much, look up about that much. So it looks down that much, up that much. He can rotate his head all the way around. I'm not going to, but rotate his head all the way around. He has the ball joints in the shoulders, so his arms go out that much. You can fully rotate him. His head might get in the way just a little bit, but nonetheless, you can rotate him all the way around. He has the single jointed elbow. He's got the swivel in the wrist, no bicep swivel. He's got a swivel in the elbow. He's got the wrist swivel, full wrist rotation. He's got the full T-crotch joint, so you can do the splits pretty good with him. Legs go forward about that much, back about that much, which really isn't that good, but I mean that's totally fine. I'm not complaining about that. He's got the single jointed knee, and his joints are hitting. Or hitting, I don't know what hitting it means. His joints are hidden. He's got the calf swivel and the ankle pivot. Or I'm sorry, the ankle swivel and the ankle pivot. And you can also do the swivel at the knee. Now, if I were gonna rate this figure, I mean, a lot of you guys know that I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm an enormous Batman fan. This is my favorite version of the character. This is my favorite movie. So, yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to give this guy a 10. Even though I had that one gripe about him, about maybe his shoulders being not large enough or his head being too big for the body. I'm sorry, guys. I love this figure. I love this version of the character. It's an awesome figure. If you guys are fans of the 1989 Batman movie, if you're just Batman fans in general, I strongly recommend you guys picking this figure up if you can find it. Like I said, guys, it's a great figure. And yeah, pick them up. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I'm the Figure King. This is the 1989 Michael Keaton Neca Batman, and so far so good. Peace.